Hi guys, today I'll be talking about German Shepherd. In the last episode, I talked about the good thing or the best qualities of a German Shepherd, or rather the reasons why you should have a German Shepherd. In today's episode, I'll be talking about the negative side of a German Shepherd, or rather the reasons why you shouldn't have a German Shepherd. The first reason is shedding. These dogs are heavy shedders, as you're going to see. German Shepherds are always double coated, and that means there is an inner layer of fur and then there is outside fur. That means that these dogs are always shedding, as I'm going to show you. And just note that these are short-haired German Shepherd. We have the long-haired, so you can just imagine if I'm getting this much from a short-haired, what about a long-haired German Shepherd, of which I'm still going to do a demo on how much they shed. So this is one of the downside of a German Shepherd. So if at all you intend to get a German Shepherd, this will be a very big problem for you because they need constant grooming. Just for comparison purpose, as I said, these are short coat. We are going to bring in a long coat German Shepherd and we see how much he sheds. Now these are long-haired German Shepherd. Again, they also double coated. And in this case, let me try to pass my cord through the hair or through the fur, and we see how much. You can see with just one pass of my cord through the hair, you can see how much I'm getting out of the coat. This will be a problem, especially for those who didn't know that German Shepherd is a heavy shedder. If you intend to get a German Shepherd, expect to have this problem, and that's shedding. You have this in your car, you have it in your living room. So another problem with the German Shepherd is that they have aggression. And considering that these dogs were bred to guard, they tend to be very aloof with strangers. So you expect aggression from most of these dogs. And that's one of a downside of a German Shepherd. Another downside of a German Shepherd is that they tend to have separation anxiety. And what I mean by separation anxiety is that they form a very strong bond with their human, that anytime you are away from your dog, they get anxious. And that anxiety can be manifested in terms of barking, howling, you see, and they can even resort to some destructive behavior just because they are anxious and they are waiting for their human. So they are not dependent like some other breeds, like hunting breeds. They tend to be very dependent minded, as if they are not so close to their human. But German Shepherd is the opposite. So expect that problem if you intend to get a German Shepherd. Another downside of having a German Shepherd is their health issue. Many German Shepherds right now, they have genetic conditions. And what I mean by genetic condition is that they are born, they inherit these health issues from their parents. And what happens is that you can get a dog very healthy right now, but after some years, it's going to develop some problems. And there's no way you can know. So you have just to keep your fingers crossed and hope that maybe your dog will live a long life and maybe will die out of old age. And one of the most common health problem with German Shepherd is hip dysplasia. Hip dysplasia is a genetic condition, hereditary, which affect their hip bones. So what happens is that around the hip, we have a ball and socket joint. And it so happens that the ball is not inside the socket, so it tends to be loose. And that gives the dog a lot of pain, and sometimes to an extent that it will be walking with a limp. So that's one condition to look out for. Another health issue most common with German Shepherd is bloating. Bloating is whereby the stomach becomes filled with air, and this can be very, very dangerous and sometimes life-threatening. So this is something that's very common, and you need to understand the signs of a bloating. Anytime you have a bloat, the dog will have difficulties breathing, be panting, and you need to consult your veterinary as fast as possible. And this problem is common with the deep-chested dog like Dobermans, Rottweilers, and German Shepherd. So anytime you have a German Shepherd, expect that might happen.